Peace and love, peace and love. What's going on, my YouTube fam? How's it going? It's me once again coming at you. I'm here to give you just a recap on what happened last week with the Mars initiation, and also to give you a little insight on what happened during the sun initiation. Now I'm almost done with it. I was supposed to make the video on Sunday, but I just kind of got wrapped up with a bunch of stuff, man, which was initially a part of the actual initiation from the sun. Um, so far, very positive and insightful um, results from the working. It's definitely been worth it. You know, there has been points where I was just like, "Fuck, man, this shit sucks," but um, yeah, it's definitely played out to help me out in the end. So a little bit on what happened during the Mars initiation. I did an initiation, and as soon as I did it, the energy, as I told you guys before, the energy was very palpable. I could literally feel the essence of Mars inside of the temple. It was incredible. I felt very amped up, very aggressive. I felt very charged, and just felt like just going at it. Um, that week I was on a go. I'm stuck in a leadership position at the moment, so the whole entire time I'm like working with my people. My people didn't even recognize who I was, so to speak. They were just like, wow. Whenever I would come and give them specific things to do, they would do it without asking any questions. It was just like, okay, boom, 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 boom. We were going forward. I was very aggressive, not in a way where I was just like an asshole, but I was like, yeah, for sure, this is what we're gonna do. We need to get this done. Blah blah blah. So yeah, it was very good in that aspect. A few things came up that I was trying to like, I guess, in the past, trying to like shift underneath and kind of push underground, so to speak, in the subconscious. But those things came up, and I had to deal with them last week. They came up, and when they came up, I wasn't expecting for those situations to come up and pop up in my life. But they did, and I'm glad they did. When those situations came up, I was just like, "Fuck, man! Like, I got to deal with this now. This is now's the time to do it." It made me feel like I was at a loss. Like I didn't know where to go. I felt very unsure of myself. But I stuck with it. I kind of got my head on my shoulders and just kind of rolled with the punches. Um, Also, during that week of initiation, Barzabel gave me a few techniques to work with. He taught me how to work alchemically with the planets. So how to work with two particular planets at the same time, within a day and a specific time. That actually helped out with the current situation that I'm kind of getting over right now. That came up last week, so that was very helpful. I'm very thankful for that. Yeah, just a lot of good insight, a lot of good techniques, a lot of good knowledge. As I said before, Bart Zabel told me, like, don't bow before your enemies, and that's basically what was happening all the last week. I was just going straight forward. I was just moving through my obstacles without any issues. Um, in the grimoire, the Seven Spheres, Ro talks about how uh, Mars deals with rules, regulations, guidelines, things of that nature. So that did come into play as I was getting closer to the sun initiation. Um, the day before the sun initiation and the day of the sun initiation, it kind of just struck me to kind of like get my life in order, to start uh, uh, putting goals and objectives out there that I need to target, that I need to get together in my life in order for me to transcend to the next part of my journey, so that I could claim my godhood. So yeah, I ended up doing that, exactly that, getting those rules and regulations, and becoming very disciplined in my actions to clean up my kingdom and to move forward and to manifest these things in my life. So I'm very helpful. I'm very thankful for that, and it's been very helpful working through the Mars sphere. It's been the most so far. It's been the most tangible for me. Uh, yeah, I've worked through Jupiter and I've worked through the Sun so far, and by far Mars has been definitely the one that I can say has kicked my ass the most. You know, it's been pretty hardcore on me. But you know, in order for you to move forward in your life, not speaking magically, but speaking magically, sometimes you need a kick in the ass. Sometimes you need somebody to smack you upside the head and say, "Hey, you need to get your shit together." And it's not so much out of you know, malice, or it's not so much out of aggression. It's just, hey, in order for you to move forward, you need to do this in order to move forward. So that's kind of one of those things with Mars. So now we'll talk about the Sun. With the Sun initiation, the Sun deals with putting things into action. Um, it deals with uncovering things that are hidden, talking, and this is according to Aro in his book here, the Grimoire. It deals with having that knowledge and conversation with your holy and guardian angel, your inner genius, your inner demon, whatever you want to consider it. For me, I went through the Sun initiation. It was definitely a lighter energy dealing with Sorath and the other spirit. Um, the energy there was more. It was kind of enlightening. No pun intended. No pun intended. It was enlightening. Um, the same day that I had gone through the Sun initiation, uh, that list that I had created from the Mars initiation became more apparent and more forefront in my mind. So it was like, okay, now I need to definitely start making movements in my life towards A, B, C, and D. So the Sun has definitely given me the energy to do it. Like, I've been all over the place this whole entire last week, just making lists, doing meditations, um, doing a lot of the stuff that I've been needing to do. I've been putting forth that action to make it happen. So the Sun has definitely been helping me out with that in that aspect, and I've also learned how to just work not just from the aspect of this grimoire, but to work planetary magic from all over. So if I'm gonna work with each sphere, don't just work with the sphere, work with the talisman. You know, work with the different grimoires, do meditations, and just kind of get into it, get into that aura, that air, that energy of that particular planet that you're working with, because what's going to happen is going to amplify it tenfold, and in turn, that's going to make your connection to the spirits much stronger. Also, another thing that's been coming up recently in my life is uh, getting in connection with those spirits through offerings and sacrifice. So I've been looking for ways to actually connect deeply with the spirits, and working more with them, and not just seeing them as entities that I could just go to for something. To actually consider them as family, to consider them as comrades, as people that people or entities or whatever beings that I'm familiar with and that I'm used to being around. So the topic of, you know, offerings and sacrifices to come up. So right now I'm working on a plan to actually do weekly, if not daily, uh, um, offerings to my deities, to my gods, to my demons, um, connecting me to them. So far it's been good. I've kind of got a regiment set out for that. Uh, which has been it's been fruitful. It's been fruitful. Um, it's gonna be interesting to see how much deeper my connections build working with these particular deities and God forms and so on and so forth from just doing the offerings. I mean, I've already been doing uh, these things as such with Venus. Um, I've already been initiated through the sphere of Venus like a long, long time ago. You know, I have my own personal sigils and all that stuff from Venus, um, which is gonna make the Venusian spirit initiation through this grimoire even more interesting to see how much more deeper I can go into the Venusian spirit to see what more Venus can give me, what else she can teach me. You know, I've already learned the pleasures of life through Venus. You know, and when I do the Venusian spirit initiation, I'll go through not just what happened from the actual initiation from the grimoire, but previous workings with Venus and what working with her has done for me in my life. And it's been a rocky road. Sometimes I'm like, man, why am I going through this situation with this person or that person? But at the end, I look at it in hindsight, and I'm like, oh shit, that needed to happen in order for me to move forward. I needed to stop dealing with that person, or that person was removed out of my life for those particular reasons because of a request or a thought or a feeling that I've had, and I've talked to Venus about it, and she's worked with me on that. So when I go through the video and I let you guys know about, you know, the Venusian sphere initiation, um, I'll definitely give you guys a little bit more insight on that. So um, yeah, just kind of wanted to give you guys an update on uh, the sun slash solar initiation that I went through, um, and just kind of let you guys know what it was like, what it's been like so far. Um, I still have a few more spheres to work through. You know, Venus, Mercury, the Moon, and Saturn. Uh, Saturn, I may or may not work with him, depending on how I feel at the end of the initiation with the Moon. So as soon as I get through that initiation and I start working with the magic itself, start developing my plans and start moving forward, uh, I may or may not start working with Saturn. It depends. We'll see. So yeah, hopefully this has been a very insightful video for you guys. And like I said, take out 75 bucks, save 75 bucks, get some money together and go ahead and invest in the seven spheres, man. Invest in the seven spheres. Um, I've been reading through it. I've taken the first class that RL offers. I did it by Skype. He does audio and he talks to you. You're not able to see him. He shares his desktop, but you're not able to see him. But you're able to hear exactly what he's talking about, and it's not much different. He gives some facts and information that may not be included in the grimoire, but it's like one or two things that you're like, oh, okay, well, I could do that, or yeah, that's not really that important. But yeah, I definitely recommend going ahead, purchase it. You can get it through Nephilim uh, or Wiser websites, and just kind of order it through them. I'll post the links again in the description below, and yeah, just have a look and see what you guys think. All right, so yeah, hopefully this was insightful, and yeah, I look forward to linking up with you guys again after this Venusian initiation. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for being a part of my journey, and I look forward to talking to you again. Once again, take care of yourself. Peace and love, folks.